we are going to do a segment discussing things that we think sports need to get rid of. Not just baseball, but specifically sports in general, though let's be honest, these things are rampant in baseball.
Yes.
So let's get into them. We each have a selection of things. We have not talked about them previously as we do. And these things are, I mean, are they pet peeves for you, Brad, or are these specific irks or yucks or icks or whatever they're calling them on the internet these
Yucks,
days?
icks, pet peeves, cringe, all the
Cringe.
above,
Yeah.
you could say.
Yeah, okay. All right, that's how I feel about these as well. Why don't you lead us off? You want to hit us with the first one?
Okay, I'll hit us with the first one. My first one is I'm going to start, I think, pretty, I think there's a general consensus. Like, just stop fighting in the stands.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
there's no reason to be fighting in the stands. It drives me crazy. Like, I know everybody loves a train wreck, so we love watching them on social media, right? Like
Yeah.
we'll watch them all the time. But at the same time, when I'm watching, it's like, what a bunch of freaking idiots every single
Like
time.
what possesses you to fight in the
Like,
stands?
yes, like what gets you to that point where you're like, you know what, that guy made me so mad at a baseball game or a football game that I'm gonna fight him. And I understand like a lot of times um, that there's alcohol involved, right? I
For sure.
understand that.
Oh yeah,
But if
yeah.
alcohol makes you angry, maybe don't consume it at a baseball game
Yep.
or
Here's
a
the other thing
football
for
game
me.
or whatever.
I'll piggyback on that and say it's often stuff you're bringing to the ballpark, right? You're
Mhm.
if your level of if your threshold is 80 before you start to want to throw hands, you're probably coming to the ballpark at a 60.
That's true. Yeah,
So
you're right.
you need to check yourself a little bit. I think a little self awareness goes a long way.
Yeah, you're right. And this is one thing too, is that like so one thing I like to do, especially if I'm a fan of the home team, and it's just for fun. And I told the guy this. So I was
Yeah,
at the
yeah.
Mariners and Cubs game earlier this year, and I can't remember if I told you guys this or if I was just telling you this, Brig, but like Cody Bellinger got up, and every time this was the only guy this guy cheered for. This Cubs fan sitting 2 rows in front of me is the only Cub he cheered for by name, and so so Bellinger went like 0 for 4. And so every
Yeah.
time you get out, I'd cheer even louder. Like, yeah, boy, Belly, a boy, you know. And then by the third time, the guy turned around, and looked at me like, "What the heck, man?" And I was
Yeah.
like, "Dude, I'm just messing with you." I was like, "I love Cody Bellinger. He's one of my favorite guys." And he's like, "Oh, okay." I was like, "I'm just totally messing with you." We fist bumped. All was well. Game was over.
Yeah.
Mariners lost on a crappy call. We turned around, fist bumped. He goes, "Hey, man, sucks to lose that way, but I'm a Cubs fan, so you know." I was like, "Good on you, whatever."
You
But
guys have a
so
lot in common.
so I do it for fun. And if he had turned around
Hmm.
and been like legitimately upset, I'd be like, I'm sorry, man, I'll stop.
I'm
Right.
just
I
teasing.
would not
Yeah.
have kept pushing the buttons. Right.
Right.
But I don't know because I don't want to fight. My niece was upset that I was going to start a fight. Like
Yeah.
legitimately. She
She's
turned to
all
my sister. She's like,
anxious.
he's going to get us killed. But anyway, like just if you're going to heckle, do it for fun. Like, did you see
Yeah.
the other day there was a video where Albanian fans were snapping dry noodles in
Pasta.
front of Italian fans?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and the Italian fans are acting like they were just beside themselves. So funny.
Yeah.
Like
It is funny.
that's the way it should be. It should just be for fun,
Yes. I
right?
agree.
Don't need to throw hands ever.
No.
There's no reason
No.
to.
I agree with you. Okay, mine's going to be my first one's going to be general consensus as well. I want front offices to stop tanking. I think it should be 100% unacceptable.
Yeah.
Whether it's a front office decision or the ownership decision, I think it should be met with severe penalty. I think that it should be discouraged at all costs. I think that if players find themselves in that situation, they should be irate. I think fan bases should be irate. Um, and I don't know what the solution is, whether it's a salary cap and floor, whether it's just a floor, whether it's the luxury tax thing's not working, something. There's got to be something. Do we need more developmental efforts? Do we need stronger farm systems across the league? Do we need more of a youthful influx? I think it's a multifaceted problem, and it's going to be years to right the ship league wide. But I think that it needs to go away.
So Congress got involved with the steroid issue, right?
They did.
And I understand because that's an illegal drug issue.
Yes.
So I get it. But I wonder if, and
Hmm.
I'm not saying this is what needs to happen. I wonder if there would be like some way that like Congress were to get involved and be like, you are literally stealing people's money. But at
Yeah.
the same time, teams could be like, well, they're dumb enough to give it to us. So, and if a team's tanking,
Oh,
I'm probably still going to go just because I want to go watch live baseball. Right?
right.
I'm paid
And
to see the opponents. A couple years ago, D-backs
I was
really
gonna
bad.
say,
I'm paid to see the Phillies.
yeah,
So,
yes, that's right.
so
That's
yeah, I
exactly
don't
what it
know.
is. The visiting
There needs
teams.
to be a way to figure out how to get rid of tanking because it is absurd across all sports. The Phillies, or not the Phillies, the Sixers did it in the
Yeah.
NBA and called it the process. They did it for several years,
The
and
process. Oh,
it still has not worked out. The
it's
process
bad.
is over, and it did not work.
It's bad. The whole evolving rebuild and whatever, like it's just I'm sick of it.
Yeah, not a good way to go. I agree with you. Even though sometimes it does work, it worked for Houston.
It continues to, let's be honest.
Yep.
But it hasn't become their
Okay.
brand. Okay, keep
Well,
going.
because they have something else overshadowing their brand.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Bang bang. Okay, my next one is I want to get rid of the Get Loud video
Yeah.
because
Oh.
they can be so painfully awkward sometimes. I will say this. So when I was at the Mariners game in May, they had two Get Loud videos. One of them was Joel McHale doing this big, long, drawn out thing. He's like, "Oh, as an actor, I can make people feel things and all this stuff, and I can also make them do things. So I can make you get louder." And it was super awkward. It's super weird. And I was just like, "Okay, I don't like it." But they did
That's
another one
off-putting.
where they made it look like the video screen crashed,
Mm-hmm.
and so they opened a Word document and just typed "get louder," and it was hilarious. It like, but the thing is, I was laughing rather than
Yeah,
getting loud, right?
sure.
And the other problem I have with get loud videos is that like they can't continue them like once they stop them once the pitcher steps on the rubber, so it's only between pitches like that,
Yeah,
and then the momentum completely dies. So it doesn't
gone.
really work,
No.
right? Like some places it'll work. Playoff atmosphere, I'm sure it carries over and it works, but it has to be more organic. And the best way to make it organic is to take the Asian baseball approach. Get
Get
cheerleaders up
some
on the dugouts.
cheerleaders. Yep.
Like they don't have to be making noise. They just are out there waving their arms, and people will make noise. People
Yeah,
respond
oh
to
yeah.
that way better than they respond to videos. The Get Loud videos can be super cringy and awful, and they don't carry momentum. But people will carry momentum, even if it's the
There you
t-shirt,
go.
the t-shirt toss people. Get them on the dugouts,
Yeah,
waving
that's
signs
right.
and stuff like that.
Yep.
So
Mascots. There's all kinds of
yeah,
ways to solve this.
absolutely.
I love that one.
The video's
That
not
makes a
going to
lot
do
of
it.
sense. Okay, this is going to be a little bit of a hot take, but I'm sick and tired of the phrase "let's go." I can't do it. I can't do it. And I'll tell you a story. Okay, this is when it had gone way too far. I've told you this, Brad, but I'm going to tell baseball family. So, what, a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, something, I was shopping grad schools. And I was driving all over the country and trying to visit with people and see what I wanted to do. I ended up at a university I will not name. And it was a great experience overall. But I walked into the student center where I was going to meet with one of the counselors, and one of the undergrads comes up to me and says, um, "Dude, what are you what are you here for?
Was he
Like,
a
are
frat
you?"
bro? Had to have been a
It's
frat bro.
totally frat bro energy, right?
Sigma Phi Kappa, bro.
Yeah, that's exactly the energy he gave off. Anyway, so he's like, "What are you doing?" And I said, "I'm shopping grad schools. I'm here to talk to your, so and so about this program and whatever." He's like, "Let's go." Okay, let's go. And he said it like three times in a row with nothing in between. And it was this super energetic, like he thought we were building rapport, and I was just trying not to vomit in my mouth. I was like, dude,
Did
I
he invite you for
understand.
some Zod on the quad and some Ultimate?
Yeah. No, but that's essentially what happened. I was rescued by some other student undergrad pep rally people who gave my kid a t-shirt and a balloon and stuff, and that was very nice.
Nice, nice.
But I'm sick of let's go. It's meaningless. It's empty. It's hollow. It's been that way since it began, and it has become just a parody of what it was intended to be, and it's
So funny.
annoying.
And I love it because my son has been watching a lot of Dude Perfect lately, and
Uh-huh.
it's like every other phrase on
Yes.
Dude Perfect, and so it's
No.
become every other phrase at our house.
Oh
Like,
my
it's like, "Hey, Dad, can I go play some video games?" "Sure." "Let's go." No,
cringe.
not anymore. Not
I love
anymore. But
Wilson. I love him, but man, I would rather my kids curse than say "Let's go." I would rather them. I would
just
rather
you
them
wait, Henry
just.
Higgins. They're gonna get there. They're gonna get there.
Oh, they already are a little bit, but if I would rather them lace it with expletives than say "Let's go."
You rather have some LFG than
Yeah, just be excited. Let's just be organically excited. Let's not lean on this social construction that has become hollow.
so funny.
I'm over it. And yes, I will get off my lawn now. Okay, you
Well,
get off my lawn too.
I'm gonna get on your lawn here for just a minute, Brig, with my next
Okay.
one.
Oh boy.
Unless you are the Boston Red Sox or a
Oh,
Boston Red
geez.
Sox farm team, I think this is fine for the Greenville Drive.
Okay. I
Stop
know what you're gonna say.
playing Sweet Caroline at everything because it's done and it
Mm,
doesn't always work. Okay. First off, I'm not a big fan of the song. I don't like Neil Diamond. So that's working against it, right? For
that's two
on my
steps on
in
my
my
lawn
opinion.
there.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
two.
gonna just you wait. So this is the thing. This was the moment where I was like, okay, it's done, it's over, it's dead.
Okay.
We were at an Arizona Cardinals game. The Cardinals were playing the Seahawks. So naturally, cheering for the Seahawks. Huge Seahawks fan, right? And so this the Cardinals scored a touchdown late in the third quarter, and the place was going crazy. They took the lead, and the place was bumping, man. Like it was electric. I was a little bit pissed off because the Seahawks had lost the lead, but at
Of
the same
course.
time, like I can feel the vibe. They were playing Sandstorm. Everybody was going crazy, and it was awesome. I was like, this is what I'm here for. This is super fun. Like
Right. It's the
I'm
environment.
a little bit upset, but the majority of me is having a blast right now. This
Yeah.
is so cool. So then it stops. The place is still going crazy. And you start to hear Sweet Caroline come through the speakers. And I just, Brig, I have never laughed so hard at a live sporting event in my entire life. I had to
Oh
sit back
man.
down because I was gonna fall over. And Wilson's like, what's so funny, Dad? I was like, listen. I was like, they just stopped playing Sandstorm and now it's playing this. He's like, oh yeah. Like he got it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He got it. Like
Yeah.
so don't try to push Sweet Caroline A where it doesn't fit, or B just stop. Because one of the reasons it works at Red Sox games is because you know it's coming.
And it's at the same time every time. Yes.
Same time every single game,
Right.
you
And
know it's coming.
everybody loves it.
Right. But that was not the moment to push play on Sweet Caroline.
No, no. Now hold on, I'm going to jump in and cut you off and give everybody a caveat. UK sports in the UK love Sweet Caroline. I have never once watched a boxing match. Uh, I've never been there, but I've never once seen a boxing match televised where they did not play Sweet Caroline and the place goes bananas. So it doesn't need to leave all sports. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, well it needs to not be in sports that I watch.
Well, don't get into boxing, Brad.
But like I said, Red Sox games, it's fine because you know it's coming.
Right.
You know it's
Yeah.
gonna kill the momentum of the moment. So that's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
Just fine.
Okay, my next one is overpriced concessions. They got to get rid of overpriced concessions. We all know that you're making your money with broadcast rights. We all know. Plus, 9 times out of 10, especially at minor league facilities, they're not that good. They're not worth what you're charging. And we know you've got a monopoly on our time and
That hot
attention
dog
and
ran
our
a team out of
appetite.
ran a team out of Orem, Utah. Telling you.
That's right. That's right.
The ability
So I'm
inability here. But still, that's part of it though. Bad hot
yeah,
dogs.
it's bad. And so and not all of them do this. I have had some awesome food at ballparks, even and sometimes especially at minor league ballparks. So this is not an across the board thing. My problem though is that they're expensive. It's becoming difficult for you to take your whole family to the ballpark, be there for 2.5 hours, 3 hours, and afford it. And it's just unnecessary. It's unnecessarily expensive.
It is, and
Turn a profit. Go ahead and
too,
turn a profit, but it's unnecessary.
the thing that's funny about it too is that like certain places will have like their bargain dog, their bargain popcorn
Mm-hmm.
and soda and things like that, you know. So it's like
Yeah.
we know you can do it.
Yeah.
We know you're willing to do it to a certain degree because a lot of times I feel like that bargain dog is just fine,
It's fine. Well, and
right?
think about dollar beer night, right? Thirsty
Yeah.
Thursdays, dollar beer night, whatever. Those sell more tickets every time. Like, don't tell me they don't. So you're making more at the gate than you are anyway. Plus, if it's only $1, let's say you got a $6 beer, you know you're turning the same profit on $1 beer, or you're going to sell the same dollar amount, right? You're going to sell with the increased ticket sales and somebody psychologically thinking, oh, it's only $1, I'll have three instead of two, or I'll have
Even
four,
dollar
or
hot
whatever.
dog sells more hot dogs.
Yes. So stop it with the overpriced concessions. Okay.
Yeah, it's unnecessary. And I will say, you had the specialty items, that's fine. Jack up the price on that. I don't care
Sure.
because you're only
Sure.
selling so many of those anyway. But
Totally.
for the basic concessions, no, they
No,
shouldn't be.
you want to park a cart there with the. We saw this at the Braves game when we were there. It's a little vegan food truck type deal. Charge
But
whatever you want. Specialty food items. The people who want it want it. Good, fine, no big deal.
it shouldn't cost me $20 to buy a water and a piece of pizza.
Man, no kidding. Okay, what's your next one?
The wave.
Oh yeah.
I hate the wave. And I know I'm getting into curmudgeonry here because
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
maybe a little bit of poopy pantsery, borderline, but I cannot stand the wave. I'm here to watch a baseball game and talk with whoever I'm there with, right? I
Yep.
don't need so and so standing up in front of me and then getting back down, standing up and getting back down. And this is the other thing too is that like a lot of fan bases don't know when to do it.
Right.
The appropriate
Right.
time to do the wave is when your opponent is pitching.
Yep.
Because if you time it just right, when it comes back behind home plate, you're distracting that pitcher, hopefully just enough.
And now you have a timer. You know exactly when it's going to happen.
Exactly right.
It
Yes.
didn't used to be that way.
Yeah, but yeah, it drives me crazy when fans do the wave when their home team is pitching. It's like, no, 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 no. You should have done it either the half inning before or the next half inning. This is not the time to do this.
Yep.
But I hate the wave. It drives me. I stopped doing the wave years ago. Eventually, I got to the point where I would just stick my hand up.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll play your little game. But I've
Right.
gotten to the
I don't
point
even
where
do that.
I
I'm
don't
an
care.
anti-waiver. Don't care
I'm
when it is. Don't care
full on
where it is.
anti-waiver, and
I'm
I
not doing it.
understand. From what I understand, all of Wrigley is filled with anti-waivers, and I am all about it.
Yep.
Apparently, people do the waiver.
They will. They
Love
don't
it.
put up with it.
Love it.
My next one is the kiss cam. I'm sick of the kiss cam. I think there's got to be a better way. And I know it's good for social media and it's fun on commercials or whatever, but uh it's just got to go. There are better ways. It's not that it's offensive or I don't care. I'm not bothered by it. I just think
Right.
that there are more interesting things to do and there are more fun things to do than the kiss cam. Like the bongo cam is a great example. It's getting a lot of play right now. But my favorite, and they do this at the Braves games, is to do the oblivious cam. And they
Good.
focus on somebody and they will hold the camera on them until and they have a timer to see how long it takes that person to realize they're on the camera. And nobody's allowed to say anything. That's the idea. Is that they just don't. You're not allowed to alert the person. It's kind of understood, right? Okay,
Well,
that's way better.
so I wanted to see the oblivious cam when we were there, but where we were sitting, there was such a like the angle on the screen was so bad
Yeah,
that we couldn't see a single thing on the video
it
board,
was too
and
sharp
I
an
was really
angle.
bummed out by it. The one that I like that they do is the look-alike cam, where they
Yeah,
find somebody and they do it a lot of hockey games where they find
yeah,
somebody who looks like celebrities, and
yep.
they're so good at it, so funny,
Oh yeah.
good stuff. Okay,
Speaking of this,
I have
hold on. I know that this is not. something that needs to go. This is something that we need more of in sports. So I'm not going to save it though because I'll forget. When
That's
we
fine.
were at the Braves game, they were playing walk-up music that was in some way related to the players' names,
To the
and we
opponents,
made
yeah,
a game. We made a game of trying to figure it out, and it was so much fun. I just love that. Anyway, keep
it was
going.
a lot of fun. Yeah, I love doing that. Okay, so I have two more. Do you have two left?
Let's see. I have one, two, three, four.
You have four?
I have four.
I thought we were gonna do five, Brig.
Well, I just have a lot of stuff
Because I
that I
have two and a
manually.
runner-up. Let me go with my runner-up. Or sorry, I have one of them is a runner-up for my five. So I have one more and then I have a runner-up.
Okay.
So
I wonder if we double up, and that's maybe why I have one. Okay, go, go.
maybe I don't know. So this is my runner-up to my five.
Okay.
I wasn't gonna include this, but I feel like I have to. Getting up during an at bat.
Oh yeah, stop it.
So like if you're getting up and moving to go get a drink or food or whatever during an at bat, no, like that isn't it's so rude
That's
because
etiquette thing. Yeah.
it is a big time etiquette thing. In fact, I don't know that I haven't seen it um, at ballparks lately, but I feel like used to you would see signs that said, "Please wait until the end between at bats to come down into a section." Like
Yeah.
I think at Chase Field, the ushers will make you wait until after an at bat to go down into the lower
I've
bowl.
seen it at tons of stadiums.
Yeah, and part of it is an etiquette thing. Part of it is a safety thing. Like I remember,
Yeah.
um, I was at a game sometime pretty recently, and people kept getting in front of me like, I can't see if the ball's coming at me.
Yeah.
Like, and it's a real legitimate risk of it happening, right? So I was
Yeah.
like, so it drives me crazy when people get up and they move around during an at bat. So I don't know. Unless you can get out of my way in under like 5 seconds, wait. And it's never five
Yeah.
seconds because it's always, did you want nachos? No, you want a hot dog.
Yeah.
On
Right.
two, one beer, one, two,
Nobody just
one.
slides out. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah. It's always get in front of the person at the end of the row or in the row and then turn and get everybody's order. It's don't not take everybody's order, get up and go and move. No. Wait until the end of it bat.
Yep.
Drives me insane.
Okay, my next one is I don't want players wearing their home uniforms for all-star games. I want the unified all-star uniforms.
This is a hot take. And I
It's
don't
a
know why,
hot take. I am
because I
so
agree with you.
against. Yeah. I don't wear your home whites and grays with a fancy cap or something or whatever. Nope. I want I want new uniforms. I want new color schemes. You can wear your home cap if you want. That doesn't bother me. I think that's fine. But like in the Pro Bowl with the NFL, they can wear their own helmet. Totally cool. I like that. Represent both. I think that's a great idea. Give us a big sleeve patch, not a small one like they've been doing. Give us a big one. Show us the logo of the team you represent. That's fine.
Mhm.
But I like the unique adjustment for each of the jerseys each time. And you can come at me. I don't care. But
Well, and think about this. Which stands out more on TV that something is different? A
right.
specialized hat or a specialized uniform?
A
Because
uniform.
on our, was it Armed Forces Day this year when they did the
Mm-hmm.
the hats with
With
the
the
stars and stuff?
stars. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how many shots of like close-up shots of players in the field it took for me to realize what exactly was going on with those. Because the
Yeah.
first couple times it's kind of like, wait, was that different? Was that a little bit different?
Right.
And then finally
And
you
they're
get like, oh
horrendous
yeah, I
anyway.
see what it is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
those ones were horrendous this year anyway. I
yeah,
couldn't
they were.
understand.
But a new jersey makes a huge difference
Oh
and
yeah.
make the game
And
different. Make it different
and
than
I'd
everything
buy
else.
them. Like if you want to talk
Right.
about grabbing money, that's fine. I've got Aaron Judge green Seattle All-Star game up there.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite uniforms to wear,
Right.
or
Yeah.
jerseys
Yeah. I don't
rather.
know. I don't know why it's such a hot take because I love the different look with the different uniforms.
I do too. Make
Make
special
them good,
special.
but make them
Yeah, they
different.
got to be good. But if it's going to be special, make it special. To keep the main thing special. Keep it all special.
Right.
Same with the
Yeah.
home
Fair.
run derby. Same with the home run derby.
Yeah.
Okay.
Agreed. Okay, this is my last one.
Okay.
And this Brig, this drives me absolutely bonkers. I every single night people are driving me insane when they're waving at the camera because they're sitting behind home plate. Okay.
Mm.
I understand you want to wave at the people back home, like, hey, look where I'm sitting. I'm on TV. You
Hmm.
have 5 innings. You have 5
Yeah.
innings. Get your waves out of the way, and especially when they're like, "Do you see me? Do you see me on TV?
Yeah.
You see me right now?" Yeah, with their phone and everything.
Yeah.
Okay, you have 5 innings to get that out of the way. If you're doing it in the 7th inning, you waited too long. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
If you're waving by the 7th inning, you're gone. You're
You're
getting
out.
relegated to the upper deck. Relegated to the upper level. They're not going to kick you out. You paid for your ticket. You can stay in the game, but you have to go sit in the
Right.
upper level. You don't
Well,
get
and
the
you're sitting in the
exciting.
fancy seats. They might just need to bring you back into the buffet back there or whatever. Just be like,
You watch the game on
you.
TV. We'll give you some food, but you don't get to be out in the seat anymore.
That's
You'll
right.
just be on
That's right. There
TV.
should be a little electrodes on the bottom of your seat. It's like, ah,
I waved. It's too late.
oh,
I know.
oh, I did sign a liability waiver. I forgot.
I said that I would not wave after the 5th
Yeah.
inning, so
Well,
I
I blew it.
not for the consequences. Yeah, no, it drives me crazy. And I was watching. So the Mariners were in Oakland, and there was a guy actually leaning into the shot,
Yeah,
waving.
for sure.
Except, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, this guy just keeps waving." And then I realized he was wearing a Mariners jersey, and he was only waving at the Oakland pitchers, and so he wasn't waving at somebody. He was trying to distract the pitcher, and it was so funny too because he started by leaning into the shot, and then by like an inning or an inning and a half later, he was sitting in a seat behind home plate, and
Just like
then
moved his
was
way
like
over.
waving both arms. You're making the
That's
rest of us
fantastic.
look bad. Get out of there. You've been relegated to the
Yeah,
upper deck.
that's right.
But it
Okay,
drives
I'm gonna
me
cut mine down. I
so
only have
crazy.
one left.
Okay.
I'm gonna cut it. I'll cut the other ones out for another segment.
Okay.
I think pitchers have too many warm up pitches once they get on the field. I think 8 is overkill. It's too
It's a
many.
lot.
I think it takes too much time if you're concerned about cutting down on you know game times or whatever. Like that's an easy one to cut out. I think if you can't get your warm up in it when you're in the bullpen, then you didn't effectively warm up in the bullpen, and that's a problem. And I know there are situations where you don't have enough time. They're trying to get the hook out so that bring you in quick. There's a substitute batter, and they're like, oh crap, they send a lefty up. We got to get somebody else in there. Fine, I understand those situations, but do it with 4. You don't need 8.
So I think 5 is still a good number because you get 5 if you're coming in and you were in the inning before, right? And so I feel like coming in from the bullpen, 5 pitches because you're warm.
You
Now you
should be
use 5
warm.
pitches. Yeah. Yeah, use your 5 pitches to get used to the mound. You don't need 8 to get used to the mound. I
Yep.
absolutely agree with you.
Yep. You don't. I think 5's too many. I think you get 4 coming out of the pen. You get 5 between half innings. That's fine. I don't care.
Yeah, see, I think 5 is a good number because it's quick enough. And guys got to be able to throw all their pitches from the mound.
That's
Is
true. And
part
if you
of it.
got 5, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. All right.
yeah.
I'll give you
So,
5.
so I'll stick with 5, but 8 is way too many. It always
8's
drove
way
me
too many.
crazy. Even as a catcher, like growing up, we bring in a new pitcher. It's like we don't need 8 pitches. He's
Yeah.
warm.
It's
Just get
it's
going with this.
yeah. It's
So,
unnecessary.
yep, I agree with you 100% on that. Give us one more. Give us one more that you've got, Brick.
Oh, it's I have 2 more, but
Give us
okay.
the best of the 2.
The best of the 2 is blackouts. Duh. I'm sick of
Oh yeah,
blackouts. They gotta go. Okay, but that's not
yeah.
a hot take. I'll give you a hot take. Ready?
Okay, yeah.
Uh, I'm sick of timeouts to avoid stuff.
Oh yeah.
I'm sick of it. Ice the kicker. Get out of here. I get it's a strategy. I understand. And from like a majesty storyteller perspective, I disagree with myself because it builds tension and it ups the ante. And you can't buy tension like that. And so on the one hand, this is why I wasn't going to bring it up because it's complicated. But on the one hand, I'm like, ugh, stop. And on the other hand, I'm all for it. So, but I think in baseball specifically, you know, stop putting your hand up, especially if the pitcher has set and is about ready, and you put your hand up. Like, nope, that's an automatic strike. I'm
Yeah,
not.
I think once the pitcher comes set, you shouldn't be able to call timeout. I don't because
Yeah,
I don't like that like guys are calling timeout and then the umpire isn't granting it until the pitcher lifts his leg. It's like, okay, like that's on the umpire for not
for
calling
sure.
it fast enough sometimes, right?
Yes.
But yeah, I think there needs to be a point of no return with calling
Yeah.
timeout. And I understand that once the pitcher starts his motion, you can't. But unless it's like I got something in my eye, right?
I mean,
Because
there
that's
are
the issue.
exceptions in this case. There are
Yeah,
a million
yeah,
exceptions. And I can see guys being like, oh no, just to get out of it. It's going to happen, but maybe this comes back to boxing for me, which often things do, but you can't once the bell rings, you're not like, "Okay, hold on. Wait, hold on, wait."
yeah.
It's like,
But I'm
"No. Sorry." You just keep going. So, yeah, can you imagine seeing that being like, "Hang on, hang on. What? Okay. All right, I got my head right now."
Let me get
So
my
I'm
feet.
sick
Let
of
me get my
that.
feet. Okay, good. Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
No, and I get that
Yeah.
because so, I don't know the falling out of bounds and calling timeout thing for me has always been an issue in basketball. I don't like
Yeah.
icing the kicker. It's so stupid because either you're giving because a lot of times the kicker's just going to kick it anyway because they call it right before the snap, and
Yeah.
so they're going to snap it and kick it anyway, right?
It doesn't change
So you're
anything.
you're giving him a warm up kick, so don't do it. And I don't feel
Yeah.
like I've seen it as much the last couple of years. And part of it, I think, is because teams don't want to burn that timeout just in case. But
Makes
no,
sense.
I
Anyway,
think you're right.
I'm sick of it. It happens in all sports, pretty much all team sports, and I don't want to have anything to do with it anymore.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. But baseball family, let us know some of the things that you think need to go from sports. It can be baseball, it can be any other sport because we
Sure.
obviously crossed over several times with this. But is there something that drives you crazy, or do you think we're way off? Like, does Sweet Caroline belong in every sporting event ever? I don't
Right.
know.
Is "let's go" your favorite phrase, and you're just never going to let go of it? Ha! See
Hey,
what I
I
did
see what
there?
you did there.
Hey.